Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something totally wild. It's an anomaly that's literally hiding in plain sight. We are looking at a completely fragmented, auto-generated transcript from a Bodo animated story called Aranbarini Rani, which translates to Queen of the Jungle. Now, here's the crazy part. Because of how the auto captions process the audio, almost the entire text just shows up as foreign speech. It's basically a massive wall of unknown audio. But piercing right through that impenetrable wall are a few isolated English words that actually reveal a beautifully structural, haunting story of survival. It's like a giant puzzle. So let's decode this thing together. Okay, let's dive into this. Green doing. Do not be found. I mean, it reads almost like modern poetry, doesn't it? Out of this vast, confusing sea of untranslated audio, the algorithm somehow latched onto these incredibly evocative phrases. And it instantly sets the mood and the scene for us. It gives us a clear action, green doing, and then immediately hits us with this urgent whispered directive, do not be found. We're going to use these exact fragments to piece together the hidden narrative of the Queen of the Jungle.
So, part 1, the Green and the Queen.
Let's look at two of the most vital words the transcript actually managed to pull out, green doing and life. Now, in a story about the Queen of the Jungle, green isn't just some passive backdrop color, right? It's an action. It's literally doing. This super sparse translation establishes a vibrant, highly active environment. The jungle isn't static at all. It's living, it's breathing, it's functioning. And this sets up this really beautiful, peaceful baseline for us. The word life here is the flourishing flora and fauna that Aranbarini rules over. It represents that perfect, uninterrupted equilibrium of nature.
Moving on to part 2, the threat of global heat. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is how the tone completely shifts.
We abruptly drop that peaceful baseline and move into this feeling of deep, intense urgency. If we map out the text we actually have, a massive 85% of it is just tagged as foreign speech. That's the vast, untranslated unknown. Then you've got this tiny little 5% sliver representing life and green. But look at the 10% slice representing heat and environmental threats. You can literally see how the sheer volume of that unknown foreign speech entirely surrounds and isolates the word life. It's incredibly symbolic, honestly. The jungle, the life, is totally surrounded by a massive, incomprehensible outside force. It's a perfect reflection of this encroaching unknown danger just pressing right in on the Queen's domain.
When you look directly at the text, the conflict is just so clear. On one side, we have the natural world, green doing and life. And then on the other side, the intrusion, heat, and globe. Notice how jarring that contrast really is. You've got the organic, growing essence of the jungle completely juxtaposed with the harsh, unnatural, almost mechanical intrusion of the word heat. It's a very clear picture of an external force invading an internal sanctuary.
So the crucial point is this number right here, 5. This isn't just some random throwaway statistic. This is the exact number of times the word heat violently interrupts our fragmented transcript. Just think about that for a second. In a text where almost nothing else is decipherable, where practically everything is just walled off behind foreign speech, the algorithm hears heat over and over and over again. It's like 5 separate, violent strikes against the jungle itself.
The entire pacing of the transcript completely changes here. It starts off quiet, it's unknown, there's life, and then heat. And again, heat. It strikes the narrative like a physical blow. The urgency ramps up so dramatically. We're not talking about some slow, comfortable warming here. In the context of these few sparse words, it is an aggressive, repeated attack on the green doing. The Queen of the Jungle is quite literally under immediate siege.
And here's the thing. It's not just a localized fire burning in one small part of the forest. It is the globe. By connecting this repeated threat of heat directly to the word globe, which pops up near the very end of the transcript, the whole narrative just explodes outward. It frames these sparse, accidental transcript words as a universal environmental warning. The threat facing the Queen of the Jungle isn't just in her forest anymore. It's a global phenomenon, and that is a threat we can all absolutely relate to, right? It suddenly bridges this massive gap between an animated story and our own everyday reality.
Let's move to and see how this builds into part 3, survival and security.
When the heat of the globe really starts pressing in, these 3 critical survival phrases emerge. Do not be found, people, and security. You see, the jungle's ultimate defense mechanism isn't to fight back aggressively. No, it's evasion.
It is hiding from the outside world to ensure the safety of its inhabitants. Do not be found becomes the ultimate directive for the people of the jungle to maintain their security. It's a very calculated, deliberate retreat into the deepest, untouched parts of the green.
And this brilliantly illustrates our definition of security for this story. Security, in this specific context, is the state of remaining completely hidden, do not be found, to protect people and life from that encroaching heat. For Aranbarini Rani, protecting her realm literally means making it invisible. It means pulling the canopy tight and just refusing to let the burning globe penetrate that green doing. Security is isolation. Security is remaining an absolute unknown mystery, very much like the foreign speech that makes up the vast majority of our transcript.
Which brings us to our final takeaway. If the jungle's security relies on remaining entirely unseen from the heat of the globe, well, where does that leave our people? I mean, if the absolute only way to protect life from rising global threats is to completely hide away and not be found, how do we survive out in the open? It is such a profound, provocative question to pull from the most unlikely of places, a broken auto transcript. But it really forces us to reflect on our own environment, our own global heat, and our own deeply human need for security. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep looking for those hidden stories, and I'll